There we go. That should work for my audio. Dang, that sucks because I was looking for a way for people to be able to join from the restream. I'm wondering still if that's possible. That might be the best way to get people in here. Dun, 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 dun. Well, oh, okay, there we go. Oh my goodness, TikTok, you stinky bitch. TikTok, you smelly hooker. Do. Yeah, that's okay. If you're on YouTube right now, just hit me up with a sub on here. It's looking like the trolls lost, so yeah, let's go again. The trolls lost, yo. Hell yeah. Yo, thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Welcome back. TikTok. TikTok didn't like me. Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm so back. So yeah, I had no sound on. It should be. There should be sound now on YouTube. No. I don't know if I fixed that. It looks like I did, but I could be wrong. I was trying to figure out a way to add people as guests on Restream Studio. Yeah, that was weird. Oh. Is this... Oh, oh, that's for that. Dun, 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 dun. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't have the option to invite. That's crazy. Hey, gangbang! Thank you for the heart. Me appreciate you. That's totally crazy that it doesn't give you the option. Oh, I do have sound on there. I can hear it. There we go. Hell yeah. It'd be nice to figure this out, because located under your preview window or in the sources section. Sources. Oh no. Huh. I did. You are on cue on YouTube. Hey Betty, what's up? What's up, everybody? I'm back. The trolls didn't win this time. What? Like how much of a loser do you have to be to report a stream just because you disagree with somebody politically? Like, holy. Yeah, let's get tap in those screens. I've got to set up. I have nothing set up on landscape mode, so I'm gonna have to reset up everything, like the like bar and all that. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's pretty sad. They're very sensitive. Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, and Twitch. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can do that. It's showing I'm playing Rust. Oops. Did it not change? There we go. Talk shows and podcasts. There we go. Prime Gamer. Huh. It doesn't give me the option. Oh, wait. There we go. Twitch and TikTok are in sync, but YouTube has a delay. Oh, there probably is just an automatic delay. Maybe I have to yeah. What has Jugmeat done? Jugmeat Singh, he's forced the Liberals to pass amazing legislation: pharmacare, dental care, child care, the school food program, anti-scab legislation. We almost had an antitrust law that would have broken up the what are they called? The monopolies in telecom, et cetera, et cetera. We didn't get that because Parliament was prorogued before it could be passed. But hopefully in the future, that sort of legislation can be passed. I guess we'll have to wait and see, you know. Opinion on Liberals being found guilty of placing buttons at Conservative rallies. It's just funny, to be honest. I mean, if Conservatives did that, you'd probably be all over that. So, didn't know about the telecom thing. That'd be big. Yeah, no, for sure. I believe the exact wording of the bill was any company over 30% of market share. I personally think that number should go down. Like it should be like 20% is automatically broken up. I don't know the exact wording for that, but Carney addressed which, sorry? Oh, the buttons thing. The buttons thing is hilarious. I mean, like conservatives do the same or worse all the time, I'm sure. So it's just a funny thing for them to complain about, right? Especially when conservative media outlets like Tenet Media and Rebel News and all that, they're receiving, you know, millions of dollars from foreign governments to spread misinformation. But conservatives have a problem with, you know, some buttons at a rally or what have you, right? So it's funny. It's funny. Where's the like? Where's my like? My like thing. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny that vote NDP. Yeah, can't things be wrong at the same time? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's not like. You're acting as though it's like this huge deal when it's not really that big of a deal. You know, Pierre Polyev has said much worse things in the past. You know, about indigenous populations and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, you know, conservatives like to perseverate on really weird things. So yeah, it's juvenile, but there's worse things going on for sure. I don't trust the polls. Vote NDP. Yeah, I mean, I'll be voting NDP, but I think that people should vote their conscience and vote whoever they feel best represents them. I feel attacked in here. Ricardo, come on. Hey, Ricardo, you've come up before, right? You're more than welcome to come on up again. Hey. Hey. That's why I respect you and what you say is people, because you don't push one thing on people. Oh, well, no, like, I mean, I'll tell you who I vote for, and I'll tell you why I vote for them. But I mean, at the end of the day, your vote is up to you, and I can't really force you to vote a certain way. I would much rather people just get out and vote. Right? We had 62% turnout in the last federal election. 38% of registered or people that are able to vote didn't vote. You know, that would be almost a majority government. If they were to actually vote all for the same party. Say there was like another party and they all voted for them, that party would almost get a majority government, right? So, you know, everybody's vote does count to a certain extent. Could it count more? Absolutely. And there's electoral systems that we could do that would make it count more. It'd be nice to get 80% plus. Yeah. I think there is one age group that has over 70% voter turnout. I think it's one of the older generations. Hey, Arno, how are you? Hey, Mr. D as well. Mr. D, welcome. I heard Carney was seen yelling chicken jockey and floating his popcorn into the rafters. I don't know. I haven't seen that video, but you know, it's possible. It's possible. That's been going around quite a bit. So, chicken jockey. Maybe I should add that as a sound. Actually, that's funny. Chicken jockey. Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the donut. That's funny. Yeah, let's do that. So that's the donut now. Are you paying attention to us other platforms? Oh, dang. I probably should, eh? I can do that by looking at the restream. Try to mitigate the audience to these platforms for streaming. Yeah, put something in the background. Yeah, I was thinking that's a lot of there's a lot of nothing going on in the background. I was thinking of things to put. I might put some like camouflage or something. Can't wait to vote for Pierre so I can finally own a home. Is you voting for Pierre gonna automatically make it so you can afford a home? What is it? What about Pierre is gonna help you be able to afford a home? I'm just curious. Kyle. Twitch modding is intense. The view is weird. Okay, I've never modded on Twitch, so this is better than on YouTube. Okay, and the thing on Twitch too as well is if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free on Twitch. Don't know what that entails, but as soon as I start getting my first subscribers on Twitch, I will likely add whatever stuff that I need to. Okay, yeah, I guess I can. Twitch is more interactive, yeah. YouTube also has all that stuff, but yeah, you're right. I think it's probably just best to do my the videos from the if he sticks to his commitments. Removing government fees would be a big thing. Which government fees? And GST removal. The GST removal that he's been talking about is just on the building of the home. That won't go to the home buyer. That's going to the developer that's building the building, right? So very unlikely that businesses will be passing that on to the consumer. That's just never how it works, right? So unfortunately, Twitch subs are now over $10. C'est fou. Yeah, I agree. Dang, that's a lot. Unless you have Amazon Prime, then it's free, I believe. If it's still the same as it used to be. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a very long time. Hey, Crazy I Am, welcome. Yeah, but I don't see builders wanting to sell houses for under market rate, so I doubt very much that they don't have to pass on the savings. That's misinformation. Hey, no problem. You can come up. What I might do though is I might I watch a lot of stuff on Prime. Recently I was watching Cheers because I started watching the new Frasier. And then I was like, I should watch the old Frasier. And then I started watching the old Frasier, and I got like 3 or 4 seasons in. I was like, I should watch Cheers, because that was like the OG. And then, yeah, now, yeah, I don't think that supply, like, that's gonna happen. Businesses own 20% of the homes in Canada. I don't see that trend stopping anytime soon. So I just don't think that I think it's a pipe dream, to be honest, to think that reducing the tax for building the home is going to do anything meaningful for the price of housing. Yeah, the market is cratering. Like, people are having a hard time selling homes, right? Like, the prices are correcting themselves already right now. We need to build more community and affordable housing, not just offer tax incentives to corporations. That's not the way that we get out of this. That's been the problem since the 80s. Trickle down economics does not work. So, King David, how are you? Not bad, not bad. Living the dream, brother. Yeah. Almost every night, yeah. I do take some breaks every now and then, but it's important work, so I feel motivated to get on here and chat with folks. Yeah, I am a socialist. What year were you born, by the way? Oh, okay. Well, technically, first generation is the people that emigrated here, so I think you mean second, but I get what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get you though. I just found that out recently too, so I always thought the same thing. I always thought first generation was the people born here, but yeah. So yeah, sorry, that was a tangent that didn't need to happen, but yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what capitalism has gotten us, right? We like all of the issues that we're facing right now with the cost of living crisis, the housing crisis, all of that. It's all a result of unfettered capitalism, right? We have, people see housing now in Canada as an investment vehicle to make profit off of people's need for housing. That's driven up the prices. You have landlords that are making apps now where they can collude on the prices and they're like basically raising the rents because they're all, in on it together. This has been proven. You have things like Airbnb, and the gig economy in general, which is eroding workers' rights in the case of Uber and that, and Airbnb as well. People are buying up 10, 20, 30 houses just to rent, or 10, 20, 30 units just to be able to, yeah. Oh, dang. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it. Audio input capture. I need another one. Oh, wait. No, this is the wrong thing. So just bear with me for a second here while I switched to a new setup tonight, so I'm just squeaking out all the issues. Go ahead and talk just for a sec.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, okay. No, they can hear you now, I believe. Oh, yeah, I got bananaed earlier. Some person was upset that I didn't believe the same things as them, so they reported my stream, but my appeal was won. So I guess they can cope, mull, and seethe. Yeah, I see injustices from capitalists every day when the homeless people in the street. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, um, that's exactly it. It's this culture of wanting to extract as much profit as possible out of your fellow working people.
I don't care about other people.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't care. But yeah, sorry, I was saying, these Airbnb people, they'll buy 10, 20, 30 units and try to make passive income on Airbnb when working families could live in those homes, right? And they're just buying up all of the supply. And the solution isn't just to keep building and building and building just because people want to do short-term rentals to extract profit from people's need for accommodations.
It's working now. I'm going to pop down. Have a good debate.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't think there's much of a debate, but
No worries.
it's more of a
Questions.
yeah.
Okay, for socialism, but like, how about if the fighting argument? It's like you own nothing, and then like the government owns everything of you, and like
That's capitalism, right?
that's capitalism.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if you look at how much people are in debt on their credit cards and stuff like that, and the cost of housing is out of control. We've had capitalism pretty much unfettered since the 80s. During the times of Reagan, right? It was that whole movement of trying to move to a trickle down economic situation, which doesn't work, right? Like the money doesn't trickle down. Yeah, I'm more interested in putting money into the pockets of the working class, from the source. Like, people aren't being paid enough. If you ever look at a chart, there's a famous chart that shows you productivity versus wages since the 80s. And let me just try and see if I can pull it up here. And so, yeah, hey, yeah. So and that's a huge issue where where do you think all that money's going, right? It's going into the pocket of the rich, the investors, the
Yeah.
business owners. So
So why do we in the West have this ideology of like socialism and communism and these type of things are bad and capitalism is the way to go?
because we've been conditioned since birth to believe those things.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're told, communism is bad, socialism is bad, caring about other people is bad for whatever reason, and
Dude, that's so true. Because like once I brought up socialism, the guy got so mad, like he was so
yeah.
angry of it.
The
What?
thing is a lot of those guys, I bet you he has a hard time even defining what communism or socialism is, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of ingrained into our brains from a young age that these things are bad and they're not to be questioned, right? And they'll always say, "Oh, so many people were unalived under communism," but they never mention the 40,000 people a year that are unalived because they have no access to healthcare in the U.S., right?
Hmm.
So, and things like that, like those aren't a result of capitalism. They're going to blame it on something else, right? But every single, like, somebody could have a common cold in USSR and pass away, and they're going to blame that on communism, right? Like, it's also like a double standard kind of view on what they consider harms done by those systems. I mean, communism in USSR was not perfect. I'm not a fan of Stalin or like the purges or the hyper authoritarian autocratic rule. But if you look at places like Cuba, where it wasn't as bad, right? They kind of fought to get to the point of communism, but there hasn't been really the same sort of issues there, and the average person there is thriving compared to the average person before that, right? It lifted a lot of people out of poverty. The communal living. Everybody there has a house. I went to Cuba. The guy kind of complained that the government owned the horse that people were riding. But I mean, everybody had a house, and they were nice houses, and like the food wasn't the best, but they had lots of food, and their medicine is some of the best in the world, right? They export doctors to other countries. That their
the crazy
medical
thing
system's
about
so good.
Yeah, sorry. The crazy thing about you talking about Cuba? What's it called in my country in Africa? Like there was a war, and what's it called the Cuban government took 300,000 kids and brought them to Cuba to study, to learn medicine, and to become doctors and stuff. And like they've all
Is that
thrived.
Congo?
No, this was in Sudan. South Sudan.
Oh, okay. I know they did some stuff in Congo as well.
Yeah, they did, and like they all speak Spanish, and like they all have a community and stuff. It's pretty cool. Honestly.
Well, that's kind of like that goes to show you, and so in the case of Cuba as well too, they've been under an embargo, a trade embargo from the United States for decades. So they're accomplishing all of this while at the same time having all of these outside pressures from capitalist countries that are basically, kneecapping them. But they're still able to accomplish these things. So that's another aspect of it as well too, right? Like where the CIA goes around and they're like, oh no, this leader in this country is starting to get a little bit too left wing. We're gonna have to
let's deliver freedom.
Yeah, exactly, right. And the CIA is known to have installed certain dictators and such, like Pinochet, that were terrible, right? Like Pinochet was a capitalist dictator, and he was famous for giving communist rides on the helicopters, right? And then like people don't talk about that when they talk about this sort of stuff. They just kind of hand wave it or gloss over it. They don't really understand like the amount of effort that's been put into kneecap these countries as well too at the same time. So
that's true. Yeah. Hey man, thank you, man. I didn't know there's a lot of people. There's some people with this type of perspective, right? Like
Well, my view on it is that it's from each according to their ability, to each according to their needs. So everybody that's able-bodied and able to work should be putting in what they can, but they should get out of it what they need to survive, right? And the bare minimum of that, we live in a capitalist framework here in Canada, so what does that look like here is, if somebody's working a full-time job, they should be making enough to survive. And the companies can afford that, right? They more than can afford that, like McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Walmart. They're making, in some cases, billions of dollars a year, but some of their employees are making so little that they need to take advantage of social services. So we're paying to subsidize these companies' inability to pay a living wage, right? So we're paying through our taxes for it anyways. And what's the alternative, right? To allow people to live in poverty.
And like when a country is thriving is when everyone's basic needs are met. So
for sure. Like imagine how much crime would go down. Imagine how much like crime would decrease. social cohesion would go up. Like people would be nicer to each other, right? Like
Yeah.
if you the term hangry is a term for a reason, right? If you're
Yeah.
hungry, you're people become kind of a dick, right? And if you're struggling day to day, you can't even get enough to eat. Yeah, you're gonna be a bit of a dick, right? So
Yeah.
I think we've gone we're a little too far gone now with capitalism. I think it's ending it's nearing the end stages. You'll hear that term a lot, end stage capitalism. I think we're pretty close to that, right? We're reaching a point now where the wealth gap, the gap between the haves and the have-nots, is increasing, and it's only going to get worse with automation and AI. And it's going to get to a point where people's ability to not have a revolution and unalive all of the elites and rich is going to get to a point where they just don't care anymore. And we don't have very much time. We don't have very much time left to like do a revolution that's not violent.
Yeah.
I think that's through unionism and through uniting working people into unions. I think that's the first step in a.
But the rich will always brainwash you, though. Like they'll brainwash half the population.
Well, you talk about unions on here, right? And you'll see how many people talk about. There's so many people that like talk shit about unions, but they really don't understand. How much unions do and how much good that they do and how much that they take for granted that was hard fought for by unions, right?
Yeah.
One of the big things that I'm told here on here all the time is unions only protect lazy workers. I can tell you, like I'm a union unit steward for my work. Which means that if somebody needs representation to management, or if they want to file a grievance or anything like that, it's me that's responsible for making sure that gets done, and it's me that's responsible for representing them from the union. And I can tell you right now that the people that I'm out there defending, and the people that I'm out there pushing for and representing are the hardest working people at my job, who are absolutely getting fucked, right? And every single person that I'm representing is the hardest working people that we have, right? And it doesn't protect lazy people. If you're not doing your job, you can still get fired. There's something called management's rights. So management still has the ability to set the work schedule, set the uniform, set what you do when you go to work, right? And if you're not adhering to those management rights and to that framework that's in place, you're still going to get fired. It's just that they can't fire you on a whim, right? Say you don't want to do something dangerous, and they're like, okay, well, you're fired.
Yeah, so what I don't understand is why people would go against that. If it's there to help you.
They just don't understand it. They just don't understand it. Like I said, they've been conditioned from birth to view that as like, oh, only the lazy people. That protects the lazy people. If you work hard, then you can bargain for your better wages, right? Why do you want to get paid the same as somebody that's lazy? It's all anti-other worker rhetoric, right? Like, they see the other people that work there as lesser than, and of course, I'm the best. But I can tell you right now, the best negotiator can't negotiate at the same level as a collective can. So collectively as workers, you have much more power to bargain than an individual does. There's just absolutely no way that you can bargain at the same level as a collective as an individual.
That's how they shut down the what's it called, the ships down in the US with those unions, right?
Yeah. And so collective bargaining Somebody said people don't want to see. Oh yeah, they don't like seeing the fees off their paychecks. I think you are agreeing with me, Ricardo. But you're just saying like another thing and that's exactly it. Union dues are 1.4% or something like that. But I can tell you right now, I used to be non-unionized in the exact same job doing the exact same thing, and we became unionized, and my pay went up $14,000 in the first year.
Hey.
So where was that money going before, right? It was going into the pockets of the company, right? So I'd much rather that be going into the pockets of the working people, right? Because they deserve it. All union dues are 100% tax deductible. I need to start doing that, to be honest. I don't think I've actually deducted mine. I probably should. And that's a good. I need to write that down. Write that down. Yeah. So. It's definitely worth it. And your union dues go towards, the infrastructure that you have in place as a union. So that goes towards staff representatives that are there to help you and guide you through every step of the way. That goes to strike funds if I'm not allowed to strike. We're not allowed to strike where I am because we're considered essential. But for people that can strike, that goes towards strike funds, so that if you do go on strike, that you do have a little bit of money to keep you going during the strike, right? So it makes it harder to break the strike.
It's crazy. I didn't know anything about unions till I started watching. So.
Oh,
you're right about the education about unions.
Yeah. That's kind of mostly why I'm on here, is to help people to understand that as working people, that's one of the best vehicles that we have to being treated properly, right? And it's not even just pay, it's also working conditions as well too, right? If you want to change your working conditions, the best way is through bargaining, right? For, everybody knows what I do on here, but I'm basically free dinners. I get paid for if I'm doing union business, I get my breakfast, lunch, and dinner paid for. I'm going to Toronto for a week to convention, and the whole thing's paid for. I don't have to pay a cent. So that's another thing as well too. And then you have people that are actually motivated to represent you properly. Because they don't have to, if I have to take a day off of work to do union stuff, I'm paid the same as I would if I went to work. So it's very motivating to actually do the work for people. Not everybody's like me though, but that's why it's also a democratic process. You vote for the people that represent you. I was voted in my position, so because I did a speech and I'm very passionate about working class issues. Every day when I wake up, I think, how can I serve the working people today? I also like cooperatives too. Cooperatives are the best, right? Cooperatively owned businesses would be the best way to go, right? Because if you think about it, labor, working class people, and the labor that they do creates all of the wealth that we have. And they don't get paid diddly. And the example I like to use is because I used to work at Tim Hortons, right? And so if you're working, I have lost my cool a couple times. Usually pretty bad bigotry will do that, but Tim Hortons, right? So I used to work at Tim Hortons, and so you're working all day, 8 hours at a Timmy's, and you're bringing in, you're making coffees, you're serving donuts, or maybe you're on the sandwich counter, you're toasting bagels and putting cream cheese on them, making sandwiches, serving soup, or you're at the front and, like I said, making coffees, put the Timbit in the box. But you're bringing in thousands and thousands of dollars for that company, but you're compensated maybe $100, maybe $120 for that 8 hours. It's the rest of it is siphoned off by the company, right? I'm sure they have to pay for the supplies or what have you. But I mean, it's not that much. Like a cup is like 10 cents or whatever. Well, I haven't seen that stuff in a long time, but
Yeah.
sour cream Timbits are the best Timbits. That is true. And I used to be a baker at Tim Hortons, so I would put them. I was a baker when they went to the new oven. It's kind of like a big easy bake oven, and you put the like half frozen stuff on the tray, and you put it in and warm it up, and then I would freshly glaze it, and I would get to eat the ones that were still warm. Holy shit! If I did that now, I would probably die. Honey crullers are really good too. Do you think Union Tims would pay that much more? They do. I know a few Tim Hortons that are unionized because they're part of a they're Tim Hortons workers, but most Tim Hortons are franchise owned, and the franchise that owns them is a hospitality company that has unionized employees, and they make like $20 an hour compared to most that make just minimum wage, right? And then I remember back in the day, like my wage increases would be like 10 cents, 5 cents. You know, like what an insult. Yeah. Like now like we're bargaining, we bargain like when unions bargain or whatever, they're going for 3% increase every year.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, if you're not ahead of inflation, you're losing money.
Yeah.
You're actually taking a pay cut unless you can get it up and over inflation, right? So.
Wow. Well, thank you, Small Town. I appreciate
Yeah.
your
No, I
time,
appreciate
man.
you coming up.
Thank you.
I always like the opportunity to talk. I just
knowledge.
yammer on. I just yammer and
Wow,
yammer,
you
but I
just
like
gave me
it.
some knowledge, man.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, go out into the world and spread the knowledge, brother.
For sure.
All right, have a good
All
one, eh? I'll see
right,
you.
thank
I'll see you around. We're gonna
Okay,
do
for
full
sure.
panel later. If you're still around, you're more than welcome to come back up. I would like to debate a conservative if one of them wants to come up. But yeah, spread the good word of socialism.
I got you. For sure.
We're only at 2% of our like goal. Let's keep tapping those screens. We're at 1.1K. We can get that up. We got 24 people in here right now. Let's try to get more people in here. If you're on the FYP and you're watching this, come on in, tap in. If you're a conservative, come on down. Let's have a discussion. Ontario Drywall Union keeps coming to Calgary trying to infiltrate our industry. Oh. Spread it, baby, spread it. Jagmeet is only at 2% of his like goal too. Yeah. It's sad because Jagmeet Singh has done more for us as Canadians than any leader in the past 30 years. And I mean, that's a hill that I'm willing to unalive on. Like, it's sad. Hey, thank you for the team bracelets and the cheer me ups. I need to add sounds for those ones. This is a good opportunity in the lull to be able to do so. If you for whatever reason you can't find the button to request up, thank you for the heart me, by the way, Kaylee. If you can't find the request button, just type in chat, hey, I want to come up, and I'll invite you, or one of the mods will see it and invite you up. So let's get more folks up here talking, yapping, just yapping. Oh, they don't have the team bracelet? Is that not a... Oh yeah, team bracelet. Oh, okay, team bracelet. Oh, that's a 2-coin one. Oh, we gotta do a premium. Oh, that's gonna get annoying. Just say communist a few more times. Communist, unions. Come on in. Yeah, we're at 34 people now in the chat. If you're on the FYP, tap into that screen. Come on in. If you're a conservative or even a liberal, I'm not a conservative or a liberal. Come on down. Let's have a discussion. Maybe we can discover something about each other. I like basic income and social safety net. Yeah, no, for sure. UBI, I mean, at this point, we're probably so far gone that we need that for a little bit. Even if we were to correct course and force companies to pay more, it's probably a little bit too far gone with the way that things are right now. So I just got your message queue, and actually I haven't set up moderators on the Discord yet. I should do that. Oh, I think if I add links for that stuff, hey, Arrow Wheels is on Twitch. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the restream chat. Sorry about that. How I want to add people, but it won't give me that option. Come on, restream. Restream. Oh, my ads. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, okay, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Embed stream, edit event, duplicate. I don't want to do that. I just want. How do I invite?
Bombocard!
Huh. Would UBI have been more likely to happen with Trudeau's PM? He turned it down twice. Okay, I didn't know that. I honestly, can I be 100% honest with you? I don't think that Liberals will ever pass it. Especially now with a progressive Conservative at the helm. They have to appease now all of these more conservative Liberal voters that are going back over to the Liberals. I don't think that they actually will pass it, to be 100% perfectly honest with you. Yeah, it is a possibility, I suppose. I mean, I've heard that Mark Carney is a fan of the idea. But I mean, we have to remember that UBI is a conservative policy at the end of the day. It was a policy proposed by conservatives as a way to remove all other social spending. So if they do UBI, hopefully they don't remove all of the other social spending as well at the same time. That would be my fear with UBI, is that we have a lot of vulnerable populations that rely on other things like ODSP and other benefits as well, that could be removed altogether. It was proposed by Milton Friedman as a form of negative income tax. Okay. It's also a way to keep capitalism going, and that's exactly it, right? Like it is a capitalist solution to problems that are created by capitalism at the end of the day, right? So I think keeping our rigorous social safety net for vulnerable populations in place while ensuring that the working class, or the people that are working, receive more for what they're doing, right? I was just gonna say, okay, yeah. So like the carbon tax policy found by conservative think tanks that are marginally progressive. Okay. Yeah, like I mean, you would have to care a little bit about people, I suppose, to propose such a thing, and not just like, oh, we should just throw them to the wolves kind of mentality. But yeah, I do see some issues with it, and there's definitely other ways to do things. Socialism support universal basic income. I know a lot of socialists that do. I just don't think that I just think that there's better solutions through socialism than the UBI. Because if it's the case of, you know, we need to ensure that people aren't in legislated poverty, then there's other ways to address that, right? WSIB has 36 billion stolen from it. Yeah, no, actually, absolutely. And that's by corporations, right? Corporations are doing that. I know in Ontario, our conservative provincial government here in Ontario actually helped enable WSIB to take more. In that way, they made it harder for people to claim, I believe, is the way that they did so. Not every problem can be solved by money. We need to combat waste as well. Yeah, that's also a very good conversation. Is that we need to start thinking about, you know, reducing our consumption as well. Reducing consumption is another good way to address some of the issues that are going on. Social housing is something we need more of. Community housing, cooperative housing, co-ops in general is something that I would like to see more of. More community-oriented things. Have you ever looked at Just Gagan's account? No, I don't think I remember that. We should frame money and fake economy as waste. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I would definitely love to hear that expanded. Farmer in BC, hard to detail in the chat. Oh, I think I have. Actually, we should have expiring currency. I think that's kind of what they try to do with inflation, is they try to make it so that you can't sit on money, and the longer you sit on it, the less it's worth. I think that was kind of the idea behind why they started inflationary policy. But here we are. Affordable housing is 80% of market, which is actually still unaffordable. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. Yeah, no, for sure. You mentioned starting a co-op. I think some of what you're doing would appeal, of what he's doing would appeal to you. Oh, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get on that. The problem is that I've been super busy, super busy recently. So I don't really have much time to do anything. It's been a lot of childcare and work recently, but I've got some days coming up off after my surgery on the 29th, so that's probably an opportunity for me to get some of that stuff done. I need to clean out my garden beds and put some cardboard down so that the weeds don't take over again this year. Good night, Ricardo. I remember seeing a documentary by Michael Moore, Where to Invade Next. Yeah, I remember that. That is what we should call waste. The wealth that doesn't trickle down, the money in big stockholders. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, let me put up, let me see if I can do that. I'll just do it as a text thing right now, but then I can change that later on for sure. I believe it's the same, is it not? Oh, no, it's just this, I guess. So on Twitch, that's me. And then on good evening, Arrow Wheels. Sorry, I'm just seeing this now. So sad. I need all of those monitors. I need to have like one of those hacker rooms that's just full of monitors, and I can watch every single thing as it goes. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be in front of me. That's unfortunate, but huh. Yeah, no, I think that's the way to find me on both Twitch and YouTube. I've been trying to do restream on there. It's too quiet here. It's too quiet here. Yeah, both is that. Yeah. Oh, how come I can't see this on? Oh, is there a huge delay on the restream? What the hell? I'd really like to see how I invite people up though on here. Oh, YouTube has the delay. Okay. That might be what I'm seeing. I don't see a sources like I'm supposed to. Workspaces, channels, yeah, I am not seeing a way to add a person. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I need to upgrade to be able to add people to restream. That's why. Okay. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. YouTube. I don't think TikTok likes this format of vertical. I don't think they like it. I appreciate the tapping though. We're at 6% now. We're getting there. Maybe they're still not letting me spread my wings because of that that takedown earlier. Excuse me. Well, I guess we can go over. Let's take a look. Why doesn't it add? It doesn't have the sound added to all of them for whatever. And then let me do this one quick. There we go. Now it should do it no matter what. It's weird that it doesn't. Conservatives aren't getting a majority. Get cucked. It's a toss-up in the riding where conservatives kicked out a candidate who insulted Polytechnique. Oh, dang. That's sad. That is sad. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I can brand it and everything. It's so expensive for all of these things, though. It's like $200 a year just to be able to add guests to Restream. I guess eventually it's a good idea. If I was a politician, I could totally do that. They're all blue, baba dee baba da. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And you know, they've lost a lot of fight that's in them, a lot of conservatives, right? And they just resort to name calling and as you shift off Twitch.
Bomba.
Yeah, I would probably have to set up something with Discord, have people join in through Discord to be able to join the show. Oh man, I just keep yawning on stream. That's super good. So yeah, if you're watching from the FYP, we've got 29 people in here. Tap on through. Let's get some conservatives up here and debate. I probably am gonna have to call it a little bit early-ish tonight. I would really like to have a conservative up to debate. We haven't had one tonight, so. 7 years ago, at least conservatives pretend to care about critical thinking. Oh, yeah, maybe you wore them out. I have to stick with TikTok. Anywhere else, I'd dox myself. Oh dang. True. Oh, you know what I can probably do is I can probably add this as well too on here. Oops. Show yourself. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. What a beaut. So yeah. So these are the regional breakdowns for this specific poll. British Columbia has more conservative voters than liberal. Prairies was 60%. 47% of male voters vote conservative. 38% of are liberal. NDP does the best with women voters. 40% of the youngest age group, 18 to 34, is voting conservative as opposed to 35 for liberal. But that's also the age group with the highest NDP vote. the highest block vote is in the older groups. So hopefully they start to lose steam coming up. The older voters also don't vote PPC or Green. Most of the Green voters are younger. Have I looked at the Revolution Party yet? Yeah, I have. Maybe I can pull up that video and we can watch it. BC, my hometown, has to flip. Here we go. Very, very beautiful. Let's see.
Hello, everybody. We would like to acknowledge first that we're making this announcement today from the traditional, unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people and all indigenous peoples across Turtle Island. We will listen to your voices, stories, and challenges caused by the government, and will create our legislative policies informed by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada. Nous reconnaissons que nous faites cet annoncement sur les territoires traditionnels et non cédés des personnes Anishinaabe algonquins, ainsi que nous reconnaissons les personnes autochtones tout à travers du territoire Turtle Island aussi. On va écouter à vos histoires, à vos difficultés causées par notre gouvernement, et pour créer des propositions législatives informées par les commissions de vérité et réconciliation du Canada.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamie Hari, and I'm an independent candidate running in this election for the riding of Waterloo, Ontario. I'm joined today by my colleagues, Chloe Marie, who's also running as an independent candidate in Brantford Six Nations, and I'm joined also by Hayden Learmonth and Jackson Scam here from Ottawa. Each of us has decided to run because we wanted to make a positive impact, but we didn't see ourselves represented in any of the establishment political parties. We're here today to announce that we have come together with more than a dozen like-minded candidates to form a new federal political party. In the next election, we will field a full slate of 343 candidates under the name Revolution Party of Canada, to offer Canadians a real alternative to the status quo. Our shared platform is focused squarely on people over profits, and our three priorities are making human needs like food, water, shelter, and a livable environment human rights in Canada. Taxing the ultra-wealthy to pay for expanded social programs, to pay for those rights. And finally, to get rid of our broken first-past-the-post electoral system, to give Canadians and smaller parties like the NDP, Bloc Québécois, Greens, and even the Animal Protection Party a proportional voice in every future election. We're facing unprecedented economic crises, and we need a response that doesn't put the burden on Canadian working class, like reciprocal tariffs. While we try to fight back at the checkout, Canadian billionaires like Galen Weston and Sarah Irving are taking advantage of us through initiatives like the Buy Canadian movement. We proudly buy from a Canadian-owned company that was once inherited by a Canadian oligarch like Edward Rogers, David Thompson, or oligarchs like Elon Musk. Elon Musk, another person who's interfering in international politics, including here in Canada. Jackson.
Canada's electoral system is facing a serious representational crisis. Under the first-past-the-post model, where each electoral district elects one representative and each elector casts one vote, results are frequently disproportionate. Governments are formed with only a minority of the popular vote. Take the recent Ontario provincial election, for example. To quote Fair Vote Canada, quote, only 43% of Ontario voters supported the PCs, yet the voting system has handed Doug Ford's PCs 64.5% of the seats and 100% of the power. Meanwhile, the Liberal Party, despite winning nearly 30% of the vote, ended up with far fewer seats than the NDP.
Fuck, it sounds like listening to me. Oh my god.
Who had over 10% less of the voter support overall. This isn't an isolated issue. Since World War II, only 4 federal majority governments have been elected with a majority of the popular vote. In 15 federal elections since 1945, the first past the post system has produced Canadian governments that do not reflect the will of most Canadians. Because first past the post rewards only the plurality winner in each riding, millions of votes go unrepresented. Voters often feel pressured to choose the lesser of two evils, rather than vote for the candidate or party that they genuinely support. This leads to distorted results, discourages participation, and marginalizes smaller parties, all while undermining faith in our democratic institutions. The solution is clear: proportional representation. The Revolution
Yes,
Party
this
of
is the
Canada supports
Revolutionary
holding a
Party.
national referendum, giving Canadians the power to choose an electoral system that truly reflects their votes. Proportional representation ensures that political parties receive seats in proportion to their share of the vote, creating a more accurate, inclusive, and democratic system. A modern effective example is New Zealand's mixed-member proportional representation system. Voters cast 2 votes, one for a local candidate and another for a political party. This system delivers results closely aligned with the popular vote. In New Zealand's 2023 general election, the difference between vote share and seat share for all parties was no more than 1.8%, demonstrating how every single vote counts. PR is not too complex for voters. There is no evidence that citizens in modern democracies struggle with PR systems. With proper civic education, Canadians will adapt easily. In fact, 8 of the top 10 countries in the OECD with proportional representation have the highest voter turnout, suggesting that PR may even boost democratic engagement. Critics argue that PR leads to unstable governments, but the opposite is often true. Countries like Finland, which use PR, regularly form effective coalition governments. In 2019, Finland's government was formed with a coalition of 5 parties, showing that cooperation, not gridlock, is the norm. PR encourages collaboration and shared responsibility, making politics more constructive and less adversarial. The Revolution Party of Canada firmly supports a citizen-led referendum on electoral reform. Canadians deserve the right to choose an electoral system that ensures their voices are heard and their votes matter.
Thank you very much. And similar to how people should have the right to be represented, there are also people should have a right to food and shelter, things that the government has already committed to in various forms of ways, but we have yet to see really acted out through policy. One moment. From 2018 to 2002, shelter costs have increased nationally by 20.6%. So there is a rise in costs for housing, and the wait list to get into supportive and geared-to-income housing is extremely long. The CBC reported a 14-year wait list for geared-to-income in Toronto, a 6-year wait list for in Montreal, and I recently just got a call back from the Waterloo Affordable Housing geared to income. After 6 years, I no longer live there, unfortunately. And so if housing is truly a human right, then we need to start taking it much more seriously. The government committed to making it a human right.
Coldest night, that's a good thing.
In
I've seen
the
that before.
If housing is truly a human right, then we can't treat it like a commodity. Provinces have been given, provinces give money to private corporations to build affordable housing, but often these third-party landlords don't prioritize quality of life or the residents. And oftentimes these inclusionary units are only temporarily available and then will go back to market. By delegating responsibilities to the provinces, which then delegate to municipalities and then nonprofits and churches, it's a great effort, but it's not the solution, and it's too decentralized. And as a person with lived experience, with friends with lived experience, I know that we live in a country where the weather can kill you and can be very detrimental, and that housing is a human right on that point alone. And so we really do need to fix the revolving doors of the system, the homelessness system, to get people into affordable housing.
Dang! I like everything that I'm hearing. Man, I think the Revolution Party needs a little bit of small town Lefty injected into it, maybe, perhaps. Damn. That's I mean, those are things I can get behind, obviously, because I mean, I never shut up about those things. So, get consent first. True.
And so a big part of going with affordable housing and making food and living more accessible is also getting universal basic income back up. There was a pilot program that was supposed to launch in Ontario, and unfortunately it stopped before it really even started, and we didn't really get any yields from it. But there have been many other projects, experiments about that have found that it does increase productivity and helps address labor shortages. Hayden, to you.
Thank you very much. Human rights are just that, the rights of humans, but I want to ask you all today, do all human beings receive the respect of those rights? And the answer is as forceful as a no as I could possibly muster. Every human's needs are every human's rights, no matter color, gender identity, sexuality, class, marital status, religion, disability, professional status, or any other identity of any kind. This should not be considered controversial. As indicated by Chloe, human needs and consequently human rights include food and shelter, but what is also an unassailable human right includes clean running water for adequate hydration as much as it is for the human necessities of life, such as cooking and hygiene. Water insecurity in Canada and across the world disproportionately affects First Nations communities who face incessant long-term drinking water.
I don't know if anybody here knows Red Mage, but that guy kind of looks like Red Mage on the left, does he not? Or am I tripping?
Advisories. Many communities have water supplies that are contaminated with bacteria, leading to diseases and serious health risks. And the government continues to mistreat and abandon the people whose generational suffering they are directly responsible. Right. This is why the Revolutionary Party of Canada will deprivatize the for-profit creation, extraction.
Deprivatize. Oh man, I just got a semi from that.
And selling of water, and eliminate all contracts with companies such as Nestle and ban all future water extraction for profit. Furthermore, issues such as water security affect marginalized communities the most, and that includes not only First Nations people, but all people that find themselves marginalized, including the most recent example of injustices towards the Indigenous peoples of our country in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where it took nearly 3 years for the Prairie Green landfill in Winnipeg, Manitoba, to be searched for the remains of 4 missing Indigenous women due to repeated and vigorous refusals by former progressive conservative Premier Heather Stephenson. And in fact, they ran ads boasting about this decision. Once underway, the search found the remains of Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron as the search for Ashley Shingus continues. These women were victims of a serial killer targeting Indigenous women.
The PC government in Manitoba fucked up big time with that. Big time. Disgusting. They put billboards saying that it was a waste of money. Guess what? It wasn't. Stinky pieces of shit. Anyways.
Were failed by a racist government and public. We as the Revolution Party of Canada stand with the Assembly of First Nation in the national inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in the fight to end violence against Indigenous women, girls, and 2S LGBTQIA+. Indigenous women...
Oh, I just looked up the Revolution Party of Canada on TikTok. This is interesting. They follow me. Wow. I'm flattered.
16% of all female homicide victims, despite Indigenous people making up only 4.3% of the Canadian population. This means they are 4 times more likely to be victims of violence and victims of homicide than non-Indigenous women. More than half of Indigenous women have been victims of physical assault, and more than 2/5 have been sexually. By comparison, roughly 1/3 of non-Indigenous women have been victims of these forms of violence. Moreover, the Revolution Party of Canada is disturbed by and proactive in the issue of climate change, of which the aforementioned issues with water supply stem from and are aggravated by. Climate change and the global warming of our planet pose an existential threat to every living organism on Earth. And let it be clear that this is not your fault. Just the top 100 corporations are responsible for 71% of all greenhouse gas emissions since 1998, obliterating our planet and its atmosphere. We will not let stolen land be further desecrated by being wholly and irrevocably destroyed. We stand in accord with missions and initiatives such as the Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty, which advocates for global cooperation in the effort to expedite the transition from conventional to clean, renewable energy. As with water security, the effects of climate change affect marginalized communities the most as well. Global warming wreaks havoc on the Arctic at a rate and severity unlike any other region, as the rising sea levels, thawing permafrost, severe weather, and loss of sea ice are destroying the resources and lives of Indigenous communities. This is why the Revolution Party intends to enact a national strategy requiring Canada to be net zero in all greenhouse gas emissions by 2045 and a net negative by 2050. Workers who are affected by this imperative adaptation and advancement in energy must also be supported by the government in the form of universal basic income, as human needs are human rights. In today's state of affairs, where human needs are locked behind a paywall, each human being in this country must then receive unconditional recurring payments to ensure every person in this country has their
Where's this guy running? I think this guy's running as a Green candidate, is he not? It's not the NDP's job to save the Liberal Party. I like that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
needs and thus
Must say I'm a
rights
big fan
met.
of
This is
of
a
their
program
work.
which the government can afford for all, and Jamie will now explain how.
Thank you. So besides electoral reform and guaranteeing food, water, shelter, and a livable environment by adding those things to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the Revolution Party of Canada would also enact a slate of aggressive taxation policy on the ultra-wealthy. This includes a number of things, including...
See, this guy's doing it the best. This guy is the best speaker of them all, for sure. Not to shit on the other people. But this guy is doing it the best. You'll notice
a key point
he's
of
making the
scaling
most
an
eye
annual
contact
wealth tax, which looks like any
and looking
person
down
who has a ultra high net worth above $30 million US is the definition. They would be subject to an annual wealth tax of 1%,
yeah, I agree.
increasing to as high as 10% for those who have a total wealth of over $1 billion. As well, we would enact policies that penalize surtaxes, that is to say, on CEOs and corporations, where the highest paid employees make more than 10 times their lowest paid employee. And we would absolutely nationalize all critical infrastructure such as telecom and healthcare to ensure that the profit motive is removed from all of these places. So for that reason, today we have two main requests for everyone listening to us today. We've amassed a following of thousands who already support our socialist platform, even before our announcement here today. And we're looking to further grow our party with before the next election with new members, volunteers, and candidates who will join us across the country in that shared belief of human needs are human rights. Nous avons déjà amassé des milliers de partisans qui soutiennent notre programme socialiste avant même notre annonce d'aujourd'hui. Nous chercherons à faire croître notre parti avant la prochaine élection avec de nouveaux membres. Des bénévoles et des candidats qui croient également que le besoin de la personne sont des droits de la personne. Jackson.
If you feel like you're voting to ensure the lesser of two evils doesn't win, or not voting because you don't see a good choice in this election, we're encouraging you to consider voting for a party or a candidate that supports electoral reform. This must be the last election under first past the post. The line must be drawn here, no further. Si vous avez l'impression de voter juste pour éviter le pire, ou de ne pas voter parce que personne ne vous représente vraiment, on vous encourage à penser de voter pour un parti ou un candidat qui soutient la réforme électorale. Cette élection devrait être la dernière sous le mode de scrutin actuel. C'est assez. On doit tracer la ligne ici, pas plus loin. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Dang. I think I might be in love too. Dang. I'm glad we watched that. That's nice. We couldn't get a conservative up here to debate tonight, but c'est la vie, so to speak. Oh, jeez. Forgot the popcorn, yeah. Oh, for whatever reason, is Restream frozen? Oh, I guess not. It's too quiet here. Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired, y'all. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Today, I was up too late. If we pull up a full panel right now, I'll never get to sleep. So, yeah, I changed the ice cream because I think the ice cream sound is what got me bananaed. So I even though I got restored, I just removed it just to be safe, on the safe side. I don't want to get bananaed again. So, hey, thank you for the finger hearts. Appreciate that. Yeah, short stream tonight, only an hour and a half, but I mean, I should get some rest. The wife is off tomorrow as well too, so maybe we can get some gardening done together tomorrow. And I mean, depending on what happens, maybe I can do an earlier stream tomorrow. I might go back to the old format because I don't think TikTok likes to push out this format for whatever reason, or people don't like to watch it, or whatever the case may be. So just in the name of actually getting people up to debate tomorrow, I'll probably switch it back to the other format, and I might just I might look into having it this format for Twitch and for YouTube, and then having it the vertical format for TikTok. So just the way that it is, I guess. Because yeah, I feel like it wasn't pushing it out. It also might have been because of the fact that it got bananaed, and then what have you. Yeah, the format is good. I like this format. I like this setup. I definitely need something in the background. Maybe I'll do that before I take off. I can also there's that, but yeah, let's put up my meme. I'm gonna throw that meme up from yesterday. It was funny. Small town Lefty memes. Small town Lefty. There you go. There's Pierre Polyev with our taxpayer dollars. He's a good little boy. Yeah. Nom, 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 nom. I heart commies. Yeah. That would be kind of funny. This one might work too as well. That's a cute pig. And they have like these little like the little toggles that hang off of their neck. Some goats have those as well too. I can't remember if that falls off when they get older or not. It's been so long since I was on the farm. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now that might be... I prefer it when it's not. The text isn't behind me, actually. This is better. There you go. I love baby goats. I grew up on a goat farm. Well, I didn't grow up on the goat farm. My grandma had a goat farm and she was 2 doors down, but I grew up working on a goat farm. I should probably say is more accurate. I love goats. They're so smart. They're actually the oldest domesticated animal on Earth. Fun fact. And yeah. Maybe we can still get one conservative to come up and debate. I mean, if you're a conservative, come on up and debate. Let's debate this picture of Pierre Polyev suckling at the government teat. You know, it is... Damascus goats look like the devil. I actually need to click on this. I need to find out where my early polling is. So if you haven't registered to vote already, or you don't know where to vote on election day, it's in 13 days. It will tell you here. Voter information service. I don't want to dox myself. Make sure that I'm not showing this screen. Although there we go. Oops. Where do I vote? Oh, it won't tell me where I'm voting. Jeez. You can vote at a returning office anytime between now and election day. Okay. Axe attacks catchphrase. It's me. I am her. It worked. Yeah, if you say election enough or whatever, it'll pop that thing down at the bottom. For whatever reason, it won't tell me where to do early voting, so they're announcing them right before advance. He's got a new 3-word slogan. What's his new 3-word slogan? I don't know if I've seen this. I better take it off of that picture before it bananas me again. You know how sensitive all those conservatives are. Jail, not bail. Okay. That's such a silly thing, because like that's such an issue here in Ontario where 80% of the people in jail are awaiting trial. Like, it's insane that that's the case. Like, but of course, like, I mean, it's to play on people's fears, right? And you know, they don't know that 80% of the people in jail are awaiting trial, so they think for whatever reason that everybody's getting released onto the streets, and it's just not the case. Oh, the Rhino Party made it for the debate. That's amazing. Catch and release. Yeah, they say catch and release, but that's just not the case in Ontario, where 80% of the people that are in jail are awaiting trial, and then 51% of those people are going to be released without, being convicted. It's absolutely nutty. Boom, boom, boom. You can check your MPs. Oh, is my MP a landlord.com or something like that? KQ would know. Hey, we got a conservative. Are you going to debate me, Michael?
Hey, small town. How are you?
Not bad. How are you? What do you think of the Revolution Party?
No.
Why not?
Not for it.
What's wrong with the Revolution Party?
Not for me.
Why not?
I mean,
What specifically don't you like of their proposals?
they're more to the left than the NDP.
But that wasn't my question though. I was asking you what specific policy is it that is my MP a landlord.ca? Sorry. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I did not like that they did electoral reform, seeing that they would tax the rich. Wasn't too.
What's wrong with electoral reform?
No, it won't. It won't fly in Quebec and Ontario. They know that we're too inexperienced. You could definitely tell they were talking.
No,
about
but what's wrong about electoral reform? I mean, though,
it won't. No, I like having the power in Quebec and Ontario to elect the Liberals.
Well, I mean, they have the most population, so it would still be up to them to be able to do so, right?
Yeah, you could very much tell
Because it would mean every vote would count more. So what's wrong with like a different system?
I'm not really different system. I'm not really for it.
But why though? That's what I'm just wondering why.
I like the system the way it is.
But I mean, that doesn't explain like why, like what specifically is it that you don't like about a different electoral system?
I don't like that this new Revolution Party is on the scene.
No, that's not my question. My question is what specifically about electoral reform don't you like? Like, what is the specific issue that you have with electoral reform?
I like I like how we do it now. Like, you look at the paper and you have all the names of the parties and you do the check mark. I don't want it to change at all. That
aspect of it wouldn't change. Like, it would still be the same. It just means that whenever you make that check mark beside whatever party you want and beside whatever candidate that you want, it just means that vote would count more, right?
Oh,
like it means like, so like now with first past the post, right? Depending on who votes for what in your area, as much as 65%, Yeah, the New Future Party. I think they're kind of gone now. I haven't heard anything about them at all recently. So nothing of that would change. It would just mean that your vote would count more, because in the first past the post system, as much as 65% of the vote can just mean nothing in an area, right? And so that means that a very small amount of people, 39% of the people that turn up to vote, and even less percentage of eligible voters decide who has all the power and who makes all the decisions, right?
Yeah, what do you think of this new Revolution Party?
I think I might have to run for them.
They, did
You know
see
they they follow me on on TikTok. I didn't even know that until I went to see what they're doing on TikTok. I think that's pretty based, to be honest. They have really good taste. Not to toot my own horn too much, but
I think the new Revolution Party, they you see their policies.
yeah, electoral reform. I really like electoral reform. I would like my vote to count more than it does now. Like, I would like to actually count, even if I'm not voting for the person that wins in my area. I like the idea of nationalizing things like resources, so that our country can actually reap the rewards of those resources, instead of it just going into the pockets of the rich. Like, I think all of those resources should work for Canadians instead of just to make other people richer. I think that's a really good policy.
They basically they start off their platform by talking about liberals and conservatives, and then at the bottom they talked about the NDP.
Yeah, so when they talked about the NDP, they were talking about the NDP. You're a Revolution Party member? I was just here? Dang. That's based. They talked about the NDP in respect to the NDP would be more represented in a situation where we had proportional representation.
They talked about the NDP is not the same party that it once was, not sticking up for unions and workers the way they should.
I agree.
Did you not see that part?
But I do agree with that. I mean, I wish that they would go back to a more, Tommy Douglas. I'm more of a Tommy Douglas NDPer. I think that they should go back to a Tommy Douglas,
How about, like, Robert Stanfield?
I don't even know who that is.
He was the NDP leader in 74.
Oh, okay. Is he based?
Do you think he brought down the Trudeau government in 74?
Oh.
Do you think
so he's kind of based.
Do you think the NDP should go back to Jack Layton or further back?
Further back, like Tommy Douglas, right? I'm a Tommy Douglas NDPer.
Oh, you're not a Layton NDP person?
No. Layton got a lot of seats for the NDP, but he didn't really get a lot done for the NDP legislatively or anything like that. Farmer Credit Union, yeah. Credit unions are based as fuck.
It seems like this new Revolution Party is took some screenshots at the NDP.
Well, that new Revolution Party, when they were talking, they sounded a lot like me. To be honest. It sounded like the voice inside of my head.
We took some shots at the Liberals and Conservatives.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to take shots at all of the mainstream, centrist parties, because they're They're definitely more of a socialist party.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I
But
like the Revolution Party and whatever, but my one critique would be I think that they should change their name to the Revolutionary Labor Party. Maybe, I don't know. Get labor in there, jam labor in there somehow,
we're
or just call
definitely
themselves the United Labor Party. But
We're-
whatever,
we're
there's not really
definitely-
anything wrong with their name.
we're definitely tapping into that populist reign.
Well, they're left-wing populist, right? And I'm a left-wing populist, so I mean, it makes sense for me to like what they're doing, right?
Wait, I see the NDP has stopped talking about taxing the rich now.
Did they?
You don't hear about it much anymore from the NDP.
Well, if you look at their tax proposals, are to tax the rich. They might not be saying it outright, but
The NDP just says, we're going to raise taxes, but we don't see the word rich in it. But unlike this,
but like here, let me pull it up for you because I've got it. I just have to. I do like this format of stream, but it's unfortunate that maybe TikTok just wants to give me a little bit of a timeout because I was a naughty boy. So this is the taxes proposal of the NDP, right?
oh,
So if you look, people making, it saves the most money for people making $50,000 a year and below, which is most people in Canada. So, and then they do so by increasing the taxes for people over $129,000 a year.
I hope the Revolution Party doesn't start any problems.
What kind of problems would they be starting, though?
No, like, I'm trying to divide the vote on the left.
I don't think that they are. I think that they're offering... there's a lot of people that don't vote because they feel that they're not represented, and I feel like they're offering those people something to vote for. I think that they might actually do well with that demographic of people.
What demographic?
People that just feel apathetic towards voting because they feel like they have nothing to vote for, that are on the left. Obviously, they're not going to get conservative people to vote for them, but people that are on the left and feel apathy towards voting because they feel like they're not represented by parties that are supposed to be on the left, I feel like they might get votes there.
They won't get any votes from liberal supporters.
Maybe not. Yeah, you're right.
Or
but I think there's a lot of people that consider themselves leftists that are voting liberal simply out of fear, which is not a good. That's not a good way to do things, I don't think.
I consider myself left.
You're not on the left, Michael.
I'm to the left of Pierre Polyev.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
We tested you. I saw the results of your test. You're like to the right of Mustache Man.
I'm to the left of Pierre Polyev, but I'm a different kind
I don't
of
think so. I don't think you are. Not according to the test. You're not a leftist, Michael. You're not on the left. You're not even a centrist. You're right. You're a right winger, according to the testing that we did, right? Unless you didn't answer the questions truthfully or whatever, then you're definitely not on the left.
Yeah.
Did the PPC join the Conservatives this election? Yeah, a lot of PPC voters. I think the PPC is sitting at like 2 or 3%, or like 2% of the vote. So yeah, I believe that a lot of old PPC voters are voting Conservative this time around because they probably feel like that's the only way to get rid of the liberals, which they feel is more important than reforming the conservatives. They're taking some of the bite from the CPC. I don't think so this time around, KQ. They did during the 2021 election. We can take a look here again. Let me just pull this up. I just need to close Revolutionary Party. So let's go with the most recent A-rated poll, which is a Nanos research poll. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Oopsie. So this is a Nanos, a little bit in some Alberta ridings. Yeah, maybe out in Alberta for sure, where they feel that the Conservatives are safe. But yeah, 1% in this poll. I mean, that's really low. They were polling ahead of the Green Party in the last election. Did Michael run? Oh, I maybe. Michael is gone. Michael's gone, yeah. Yeah, so PPC 1% in this one. The highest region with PPC is Quebec. Ooh, what? That's funny. 2% in Quebec, 1% everywhere else, none in British Columbia. They have a Billionaire Hall of Shame on the website. Oh, dang. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm probably going to end it right here, but I do appreciate everybody showing up, even though TikTok gave me the old slap on the sausage slap. Let me just put this up. If you're not a subscriber and you want to be, you can click on that link. It's only $4 and you get all kinds of cool stickers. Good night, everybody. I think it's mostly my subscribers here though at this point. But yeah, how sad is this? They had, oh yeah, here's the gender breakdown. So yeah, overwhelmingly, it's kind of like the opposites. Only 29% of women voting for the Conservatives. Yeah, and double the amount of women voting for NDP than men. Good night, everybody. Yes, like Q says, be kind to yourselves. I appreciate all of you. I got my nice, beautiful camouflage background. Maybe we'll try the next one like this as well too, but we'll see. Good night, everybody, and I'm gonna message the Revolution Party. See you later. Hey.